Hi there. We're going to go into Trikonasana, the triangle pose. I'm going to give you a few tips on how to improve your practice. So always when we start, we want to start in an aligned Tadasana. So just look down at your feet, check that they're well aligned, ankles, knees, hips reasonably aligned. Activate your feet, lift the spread the toes, energize down through your four wheels, balancing the weight evenly and also enlivening the arches. And then just feel that energy rise up the knees, up the body. Check the position of the pelvis, make sure the spine is well supported. Most of us will lightly tuck the pelvis, lengthen up through the crown of the head, turn on those 5 support points for the spine, and then relax the toes. And you might have your hands at the heart center, or if you prefer, you can have your hands at the hips. So once you're nicely aligned there, tuning into the breath, as we exhale, soften the knees, ground through the feet. Inhale, spring back that left foot. We'll start on this side. Check your foundation. It could be anywhere between 2.5 to 4 of your foot lengths would be a sort of standard position for this triangle pose. We're squaring our hips to the long side of that. So if you've got your hands on the hips, you can help support that squaring of your hips to the long side of the mat. Now let's set up our foundation, our Dao, D-A-W. You've got the distance between the feet, 2.5 to maybe 4.5 of your foot lengths, somewhere in between there. Then check the angle. The front foot is parallel to the side of the mat. The back foot's on more of a 45-degree angle. Then check the alignment, front heel, back foot. Most of us front heel, center of the arch of the back foot. If your hips are very tight, you'll move your back foot further to the outside, to your left. If you're feeling very supple, front heel, back heel aligned. So we're squaring our hips to the long side of the mat. We've checked in on our distance, our angle, our alignment, and then lift and spread the toes, energize through your 4 points, those 4 wheels, base of the big toe on the ball, base of the little toe on the ball, and the outside edges of the heel. Once you balance the weight there, energizing through those points, enliven your arches, relax your toes. Now, we'll start with our hands at the heart center. Tune into your hips. You're slightly externally rotating your hips. Inhaling, energizing up through the spine. Now when we're ready, inhale and widen your wings, lengthen your spine upwardly on the in-breath and expand out through your arms, through your fingers. Turn and face your front hand, middle fingertip. When we're ready, let your back hip move back. You follow your front hand forward, easing into the pose. And your right hand, the back of your right hand is going to just position itself on the inside of your right leg, somewhere comfortably. But before you lift the arm, it's often good to just bring the left hand to the left hip, draw that left hip back, draw the left shoulder back. You're looking up over the left shoulder, and then relax the left arm and inhale it high, widening, deepening, spread your fingers. And some of us might like to just release the bottom arm, lengthen your wings, widen your chest, and then reposition that bottom hand. Keep externally rotating that left hip, that right hip, and you're looking up now towards your elevated thumb. Keep lifting, lengthen, open. If you feel any instability, bend your front knee and ground through the front foot, and then straighten the leg again. Inhaling, lengthen the spine, open the chest, energies rising up through the outstretched arm. When it's time, if you like, you can do a bind. Bring the left arm behind the body, and if you bend the front knee a little, you can hold on to your upper right leg if you're more supple. Straighten the leg again. Keep rotating, looking up towards that left point over your shoulder. Energize through all 4 wheels, particularly the 2 outside wheels of your back foot. Gently working with the breaths. Inhaling, expanding that upper body, rotating a little more, exhaling, ground through your foundation. When you're looking at options, there's also the option to use a block. For example, if you place the block on the inside of your front foot, right hand on it, and you open up in that way. When it's time, those who are doing the bind, you elevate that left arm higher, widen the chest, and then when it's time, a little tip, grounding through that front foot. Some of us might subtly bend the front knee, but otherwise the leg can be straight. You flow back to the base position, exhaling the hands to the heart center. And then when you're ready, exhale, bend that back knee, spring to the front of the mat on the in-breath. Grounding there. And when you're ready, you can flow into the pose on the other side. It's a great pose, so good for opening those hips. They're opening, so you're externally rotating your thighs. Make sure you set up your foundation. So you start aligning in Tadasana, turn on those support points, and then you spring back position, distance of the feet, the angle of the feet, the alignment of the feet, enliven, balance across your four wheels, those 4 points on the feet, and then energize your arches, and then bringing awareness up the body, externally rotating those hips. Once you're well aligned, spine is long, you inhale, open, and then when you're ready, exhaling, you flow into the pose. Okay, and you've got all those different options. Enjoy Trikonasana.